Everything, the water's boiled.
Yay! Everything is all set. I'm so glad to be back, y'all. We're back in person.
Okay. Oh, it's
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome to Tea and Talking. My name is Kelly.
My name is Amy.
And today we're going to be having Lapsang Sochong black tea. Are you excited, Amy? I've been raving about it.
She's been talking about it nonstop. So we've actually been working and learning a lot of things so that as we're learning more and more about tea, we can share them with you. And so we learned about this tea recently, and she went ahead and got it because she's like, oh, we have to try this.
We have to.
So I can't say the name, but I do know it's a black tea.
Sochong.
And apparently it's smoky, right?
It's smoked
Yeah.
from pine.
Yeah, this is really my first time trying it. So right now I could already smell smoky hints right now, and I'm really excited. Actually, Kelly, do you mind passing that to me just so I can, yeah. I wish I could show you guys, but I have no way of showing you, honestly. I feel like we need to do a smaller take on this, but yeah, like it smells just straight like pine wood. Like it smells really good.
It smells like a log cabin in the mountains.
Yeah, it really does. I'm not used to tea smelling like this. Normally, tea just typically has, I don't know, just like a leafy smell. Maybe some hints of fruit. Maybe some hints of like seasonings, things like that.
This one,
But smoky is new.
yeah. No, oddly enough, I'm so happy you mentioned that because this one has actually been used in seasonings as well. So in soups, porridges, stews, it goes well with meats and seafood.
Yeah, speaking of, yeah.
And barbecue.
So I was actually
right?
going to say this smells exactly like what you would have with barbecued foods because it's just so nice and smoky. Like, have you guys ever had like smoked cheese or something and you open up the package and it's just full of that aroma? That's what I smell right now.
And they can only make this in one place in China. Remember we talked about this in Wee Mountain in China. And that's the only place where this tea can be made. Anything else?
Yeah.
It ain't it. It's not authentic. I'm really happy that you mentioned about sweet teas because this tea is actually also sweet.
Is it really?
Remember when we were...
my goodness,
Remember
yeah.
during the lesson, he said, the professor,
Yeah.
he said that it has a longang, which is the stone fruit
Right.
taste. You know
It's
what?
so
Let's not
good.
talk about this anymore. Let's just get right into
We
it. All
definitely
right,
need
let's
to-
get right into it.
For FYI, guys, Kelly actually wrote a blog on this tea already. So
teaandtalking.com.
definitely check it out on teaandtalking.com because the article is really good. She has really nice pictures on it too. So definitely check it out so that you guys can get more information on this specific tea. But this is my first time trying it, so you guys will see my first reaction. Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Oh my goodness. Today we're actually going to be talking about tips on how to save money. And the reason why we actually thought about this is because I'm going to be moving away. Finally, actually.
Finally, we talked
yeah.
about this
Yeah.
for so long.
Mm-hmm. I've actually moved all over the place, but I've lived in Jersey for quite some time, and I was actually set to move last summer, but because of COVID and everything that was going on, it just didn't work out. So now that things are kind of dying down now, I'm finally moving out, thankfully. And hopefully I'm trying to convince Kelly, but maybe she can come along with me, not right now, but soon. So yeah, we definitely wanted to talk about these tips of saving money because especially when it comes to moving, you gotta save money. Lots of things to pay for. Oh yeah.
And we got inspiration from my mom and dad because they're looking at retirement homes in North Carolina. Oh my goodness, the mansions. Amy, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a little too rich for my taste.
It was really funny. We were browsing through Zillow and like I think Trulia and like all these other housing apps, and they were just like, "This house looks nice." I'm like, "That's like crazy amount of money. Like that's a huge mansion." There's
My
only
mom
two
and
of
dad's
you."
retirement home. But they're actually considering it. So they already found one that they're gonna visit in a couple of weeks. Yo. It has a private courtyard, okay, private lake.
I don't even know.
I get scared because they
even
can't
know.
swim, but you said that the lakes are shallow, so they're Gucci.
Yeah, a lot of them tend to be.
It's like if you could just imagine building a house in The Sims for you to
Whoa.
retire in. Oh, do you like it?
I really like it.
See, I knew you would.
Oh my goodness. Like, I could definitely tell, like, it's like the wood. There's something else. There is definitely a sweet flavor to it.
Stone fruit.
It's very smooth. But I definitely need to let it cool down a little bit more for me. Because with black teas, y'all know it's usually like, depending on if you're doing traditional, it'll be around 200. And if you're doing Western, it'll be 212, the boiling point. But so it's real hot right now. But even on this first sip, and it usually, I'm not a tea master. It takes me a few sips for me to taste things. Whereas a tea master, it's like one sip and they're good.
One sip, it's trash.
Yeah, but I can already tell from the first taste. This is really good. And this isn't, like, the brand isn't, like, all amazing, too. Like, I'm not going to go off and say the brand that we're using. But the brand we're using is not even that amazing. And yet it tastes really good.
It's not the best because it's technically American.
Americanized, yeah.
They import it from China. And if you don't have good connections, you can only settle for the cheapest import. But as long as it's authentic from the area, that's fine. But what ends up happening is they give you like the scraps, if you will.
Yeah, the older teas too. The older ones, yeah.
But then you
really
get it
good.
for a really good value, and everybody likes a good value. But if you ever want to get higher quality tea, you would have to find a source that could get you teas from China.
Yeah, directly, not some third party where it's just it's annoying when you do a third party side.
All of these are imported from China, so it's really difficult for people to get their hands on the good stuff because for Chinese people, they don't like to let go of the good stuff, you know? When they have a lot of really high quality teas, they like to sell it themselves to their own distributors.
Well, I was gonna say that's what we're
that's what we're doing right now.
Like, that's what we're doing.
Oh my gosh, shameless plug, shop goldenlifetea.com. But it's exactly what we're doing because it was made by a PhD in agriculture and tea science. So this tea is actually made with care to the scientific process of cultivating the plant, fermenting and processing it. There's so many different ways to create tea. We're going to come out with a brand new product soon. It's purple green tea and purple black tea. And you can only get it from goldenlifetea.com because our PhD professor, he was the one that made it.
See?
And there's only one of him, so...
Yeah. We're learning from him, and we're sharing his knowledge with you guys, along with our tea and talking journey.
And if you guys want free samples, we're actually going to offer free samples. Just pay shipping and handling. We're going to offer that to the first 200 people.
Yeah, I believe,
that want to order at goldenlifetea.com. No commitment.
Got it. All right,
just don't listen to us talk about it. Try it for yourself. Just do it yourselves.
So let's get into this and talk about our tips of saving money.
All right, Amy. Yes. Let's start.
With me? All right.
With you.
So, number one is breaking down my finances. And I say this because if people don't pay attention to where their money is going, then it's so easily for small amounts of money to just go away. And by the end of the month, you're like, where did all my money go? So what I ended up doing is as soon as I get money in my bank, whether it's a check or anything like that, I take that bulk, I automatically send a portion of it to my savings, and I put a portion of it to my retirement. You know, I put a portion of it over here, and I just separate it for like groceries and whatnot, and then I have my own personal savings. So that way, every single time I want to buy anything, I have to continuously save for it. I'm not just going to spend, recklessly, because I have done that in the past, especially in my college years. I was so very arrogant. I kept on telling my parents, oh yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm not going to spend crazy amounts. I'm not going to. And then when I was in college and I was spending on going out to eat with friends and just going to restaurants and just out in general, like no, I'm saying in general, like when we're going out and I'm like, oh my goodness, by the end of like the week or two, I'd be like, where did all this money go? I have to transfer money again. And so I was so arrogant. I kept on saying, oh, I know. No, you don't know. Mm-hmm. So you got to be smart with breaking down your finances. Yeah. I can't tell you. I know that it might sound really boring and you don't want to do it. It's a test that you guys don't want to do, but I'm telling you, it's going to save you money.
Mm-hmm. And also, actually, I wanted to say this before we started, but Amy, you're one of the few people that I know personally that in your 20s, you never had credit card debt. You never went into deep financial burdens because of frivolous spending. And you're one of the few people that I know that actually had savings.
That's kind of sad though. Like, it's really sad if I'm like the one, or like among the few, I should say.
Yeah. I'm not counting business people that are not doing savings accounts because they do stock portfolio. Like, I'm talking about people that are just trying to save money, college students,
crazy.
people our age.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know.
The people that actually wanted to have savings did not have savings. You were the only one.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know how that's even possible. Like, I feel like at this age, like right now we're 20.
Yeah.
I'm 27. Oh my goodness, I can't forget. Anyways, I'm 27.
No,
It's like
age, whatever.
I would like to think that people in their upper 20s would be smart enough to be like, hey, I can't be spending recklessly.
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to tell us today.
Yes. Yes, we're here together, guys. Don't worry. Learn from my mistakes. I guarantee that I'm probably going to make mistakes in the future. Yeah. You guys are too. So learn.
Going along with that, I'm really happy that you started off with saying break down your finances, save whenever you can. My first one is count each dollar. You have to watch your credit cards like a hawk. Well, actually, okay, let me do a bonus one. Get a credit card as soon as you can to build your credit. Now, some people don't believe in, the value of building credit. For me, I think it's really important if you want to own property. Not everyone wants to own property, so this might not relate to some people, but the better credit you have, the more, I guess, easy it's going to be down the line to get something that you actually want. Because, for example, if you didn't care about your credit score and you went to buy a house and you find your dream house and you can totally afford it, you have money in the bank, but then they go with somebody else's offer because they have better credit history and you lost a house, you lost your dream house. You don't want that to happen.
Kelly's right. I actually never owned a credit card or anything. I've thought about it, but going off on that, it's getting the right type of credit card if you want to go that route of trying to build credredit, because I've seen people,
everyone.
Yeah, I've seen people try and use like, I don't know, Victoria's Secret credit cards or like express cards, all those. No, like not those. I'm talking about. Like,
I think you just triggered me.
No, because believe it or not, I've actually met friends who are like, yeah, I'm building my credit, doing this, and like,
the Sephora credit card.
No, that's not. That's not how you know.
So my personal two favorites are for personal use, not for business use. So for business use, it's completely different, guys. If you are opening a credit card for the first time, you are going to go to Citibank and you are going to get the double cashback card. That should be your first one, I think. And I think you just cap your spending at 500. You don't need a higher limit. They're going to increase your limit every quarter, whatever. Just ignore it. Keep it at the bare minimum. Pay your minimum and forget about it. Let it build your credit, but don't let it get you into debt. And the second credit card would be the Discover, crap, I forgot.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the
Discover
card,
right?
The one that dishes out 5% cash back every few months, I guess.
Yeah, we could always
that one's a really great
put in
one.
The description below for you guys to find out.
So I only swipe for personal use 2 cards, Citi card and Discover card, and everything else is for business, but completely different. Anything else, the bonuses, the perks, the points, you can read about them later because we can't go into it because everyone has such a different lifestyle. I don't fly nearly as much as Amy did. I would never get the Southwest card because it wouldn't save me any money. But for her, she should get that over any of the ones I mentioned. So it's different for different people. But at the end of the day, none of those points are going to overshadow the importance of having good credit, which means even though you're getting 2% cash back on every purchase, it doesn't give you you can't just allow yourself to swipe it left and right. You still have to treat it like cash.
Yeah, people got to be smart with that. I can't tell you how many times, because I've worked in retail and I can tell you that people use credit cards like breathing air.
Oh, can we talk real quick about Affirm and Klarna? How toxic that is now? Because now everyone shops online and they say, oh, buy it now, pay for it in 4 installments. And this is on a pair of Fashion Nova leggings that are $12. Pay in 4 installments.
That's crazy. I actually didn't know that. I didn't even know what you were saying.
It's everywhere now. So basically, you know how back in the day we did layaways?
Yeah.
So they hold on to your item, you pay a little itty bitty bit, and then you come back and you pay the rest when you're ready, and then they give you the item. It's backwards now. You get the item first and you pay over time. And if you can't pay, then you you get interest.
Oh my, that's a slippery slope, y'all.
It's not a slip, it's a cliff.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. This is the first time hearing about that, so I would have to look at that doesn't sound good at all. Don't do that.
You just have to be mindful.
Because, like, I understand that when it comes to high like appliances, people will do that with because I used to work at Lowe's and people used to do that with refrigerators and dishwashers and stuff. I understand that because people can't front the money sometimes.
But for leggings.
But yeah, for something like
leggings.
Anyways, we'll get back to the whole refrigerator stuff later. Yeah. But
you gotta treat your credit cards like cash. Don't spend money that you don't have. I'm sorry. I'm like pulling so many bonus ones.
You're on a roll, man. So keep going.
So we're gonna swing right back over to my first topic, which is counting each dollar. Counting each dollar is kind of just like treating your credit cards like cash, because at the end of the month, you still have to pay all of that. It's the exact same as cash. And like cash in your hands, you would freak out if you had a stack of cash and all of a sudden it was gone. That's what happens when you do frivolous spending. A little bit goes here and there, and before you know it, it's gone. You just don't have that visual effect as if you were having a stack of cash and watching it slowly dwindle.
That's a really good point, because that literally tied into what I said earlier with how I was in college. I'm like, where did it go? It's like,
where did it go?
Yeah.
You can't
Digitally,
see it dwindle.
You can't see it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's bad. That's, it's really bad. So if you count each dollar, not only are you going to be more aware of your frivolous or non-frivolous spending, you can also budget better every month, because each month you get more information on what you need and what's excessive. And then the next month is going to be better than the last. And it's a snowball effect in a good way. Also, if you count each dollar, I mean, nowadays we have so much hacking, fraud, payments, like unauthorized payments. And companies are really sneaky. They add an extra here and there. Sometimes bills at restaurants, they add an extra amount here and there. Have you ever encountered when you tip them in cash, but then they write a separate tip in the line, and then you have to catch it, and you have to ask your money back?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've literally had that happen before. I'm not going to go through this.
Listen, everyone's had that happen. Some of y'all realized that, some of y'all didn't. That's the only difference. Everyone's had that happen. You need to count each dollar, because if you don't pay attention to where your money is going, someone can take it from out under you.
Oh, like gym memberships. I'm not even going to go through that one, because I have so much with gym memberships. No. Not even going to go into that. Anyways,
Amy.
I know, I would have gone to a terrible rush, because I have had plenty of experiences with that.
Okay, you need to make a rant video.
Yeah, I could definitely do a rant video on gym memberships. Yeah. Anyways, so I'll get into my second one.
Yes.
And that's, everyone says this, but investing in stocks, no brainer. And it doesn't even have to be stocks per se, but the reason why I do this is because I'll have a few safe stocks where I know that it's going to be safe. It's time tested, kind of like gold stocks. It's going to be here for a while. And it just helps knowing that if you're going to stay in stocks for a long run, so if you stay within like 5-10 years, at least your money didn't change through inflation. Like it'll
should we explain gold stocks if they don't? No, they know, right?
No, it's okay. Like, y'all can look it up. There's so many ways. And like, I'm not an expert in stocks by a long shot. I've only been in stocks for about like 7 years now. And even at that, I'm still a beginner. Even after all these years, I'm still learning so many new things. There are other YouTube video, like other channels, I should say, that are so much better equipped at teaching you about stocks. And I've learned from them as well. Definitely check all those videos out and look for them yourself. But definitely invest in stocks or something along those lines. I know people do Bitcoin as well. So it's totally up to you which one. But it does help in the long run knowing that instead of a bank taking money from you constantly, because banks are taking money even if you don't realize it. And I can go through another conversation about that, but banks do take from you. Stocks won't do that. Once you put your money in, it stays there, and it's a risk, but at least you're knowing where your money is going, rather than a bank saying, hey, here's a hidden fee, here's a hidden fee, here's a hidden fee.
Yeah.
So definitely do that.
And it's not risk-free with, like you said, it's not risk-free with the bank. The only risk-free way is to just do that Ron Swanson thing like in Parks and Rec where he just got gold bars and stashed them under his bed. I mean, you can do that. Y'all can do that. It'll be completely safe, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And also going off on what you said about being new with stocks. It's important when you're investing to not invest in random things that you don't truly understand, because you still need to know what you're investing in. Whether it's crypto, it might seem like a good idea during some times of the year, and then it dips, and then you're freaking out. You're like, oh my god, it's worth nothing now, and then you sell everything, and that's how you lose all of your money. All right, that's how you lose all of your money. So you need to make sure when you're doing stocks, you invest in something that you can relate to, that you can believe in, that you believe will retain and maybe increase in value. Yeah. And don't invest in something just because it's trendy. Because by the time it becomes trendy, I think it's already not so much a great time to jump into it.
Yeah, like there's so many random stocks that you could go into. Like I didn't do it anymore, but I used to do the semiconductor stock. I had no idea about that. Like nothing. I'm not technology savvy or anything. But yeah, I actually made, not a lot, but I made a little bit of money from that. And that's what I'm saying, that don't be afraid to go out of your comfort zone and research something that you don't know. Like I said, definitely research stocks, research cryptocurrency if you're going that route, whatever the case may be. Just try it out, and you never know, you might actually save money, okay? So what's your next one?
So that goes into stocks and investing. When you're investing into savings, just know that when you're young, if you choose to go through, I guess, the banking route, you can get interest, but it matters more when you're young. You get a lot more interest when you accumulate a lot more interest when you're young versus when you invest when you're older. So the younger you start saving, the better it is later on.
Yes.
Because the interest, it's compound interest, it grows a lot more. So your dollar that you put in when you're maybe 18 is going to be worth so many times more than a dollar that you put in when you're 35.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
And also another really good rule of thumb is to just save more than what you think you need to save. Because that way, when you put your money away into either your stock portfolio, into your cryptocurrency bank, or if you just put it into your savings account, 401k, you invest into all of that stuff, you don't have it in front of you anymore to waste.
Yeah, actually, to go off one of her points, she just stated that no matter how old you are, start saving. That is very true. If there are younger viewers on here that are in high school or even just graduated, definitely, like, even if you're trying to put money into your retirement, like, people are like, oh yeah, like that, I don't have to worry about that now. Like, no, it's gonna creep up. So definitely start, no matter what, like start saving in your retirements and create your investments. I don't care how young or old you are, just start somewhere.
Also, you have no excuse not to save when you're young, because when you're young, if you put all of that money away and you find out, oh my God, I wanna buy shoes, then you can get another job. You can do something on the side. It's so easy nowadays. But that's my next point, so.
Oh, so yeah, we won't get to that one.
Yeah,
then.
A little bit.
Okay.
No, but just save more than what you think you need to save, and that's always a good idea. Because the less money you have in front of you, the better you're gonna be. It's always good to be frugal, even if you have to force yourself.
I was actually gonna say maybe in another video, but I'll actually tell you exactly how I break down my finances. I mean, I literally have a section for emergencies, so if I need new tires or anything, like everything. So you'll see how crazy I am with how I break down my money. Anyway, so my third one is don't renew anything or upgrade things. And what I mean by that is don't go off and try and upgrade your phone every 2 years. If your computer is starting to get slow, don't just think that you have to buy another $700 to $1,000 laptop. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
All too many times companies and businesses will actually try and get more and more money off of you. So they purposely create software that ends up slowing down your phone so that the older phones can't compete with the newer phones. It's like, nope, do not buy into that. If your phone is still functioning perfectly just fine, Even if it's a little bit slower, keep your phone even past the 2 years. So it doesn't matter if they come up to you and say, hey, you're up for an upgrade, do not get an upgrade because you're
the
actually
trade-ins.
Yeah, the trade-ins, all that.
Don't do that.
Because you're actually spending more money. It's an illusion. I'm telling you, it's illusion. Because they're like, oh, it's free, it's free, it's free. No, nothing is free in life. Nothing is free. Okay,
just do the math.
Nothing is free. Yeah. Thank you. Because I can't tell you how many people think in this world that no. So it's an illusion. So what I mean is, if you buy or upgrade or whatever the case may be with a new phone, even though your old phone's perfectly fine, even with the trade-in, you'll actually see that your bill actually increases. Maybe it's by like a few dollars. Maybe sometimes it's as big as $20 to $30. So so in the long run, you're actually spending more and more money. Don't do that. Same thing with a computer. If your computer is running slow, or if it's not charging right, get a new battery charger. If it's running slow, then change the operating system, or you can even put in new pieces. And if you don't know how to do that, then find a computer repair shop that'll do that for you.
Or
and
Google
I'm telling you, or you could do it yourself. My boyfriend and I do everything on our own. So
it's not hard.
Yeah, it's really not hard. We've changed our operating systems to Linux, so we don't really use Windows as much. I think we maybe have like one computer that has Windows on it. So we switched over to Linux, and then if any of our parts are slowing down, we repair the pieces or the parts. Anytime our RAM our storage space is getting low, we replace that. And it works in the long run, and you save up so much more money because you're spending $700 to $1,000 every like 3 to 4 years. I know friends that buy new Mac computers every 2 years, and I'm like, wait, I thought you were broke. How are you buying
what
this?
Happened?
Like, what happened? Yeah,
this is why you're broke.
This is why you're broke. And it's like, no, like, don't fall into that trap. Don't renew and don't upgrade. There's always better solutions out there. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely strong tea, but it's good. Really it's not bitter.
Yeah.
Like, there's sometimes when I do have black teas that are slightly on the bitter side. Not in the beginning. It'll be smooth on the palate and then bitter in the back. And this one is smooth all around.
It's so good. This is really rich, too. It's like, if you're a Hennessy drinker, I think you like it. I think so. It's really good. Your dad is gonna love this tea.
I really think he is, too. I'm gonna steal some from you, Kelly.
Oh my God.
All right, are we back on?
Are we back on?
Yeah,
yes, we are. Okay, so
so what's your next one?
Going off of what you said, because this is so genius. We're just going back and forth right now, but we all have our each tips. We have our each individual tips, but we can go back and forth off of those. So going off of what you said about not going broke over constantly replacing things that don't need to be replaced. Look, if you want to do some frivolous spending, if you want to treat yourself, I'm not saying that being frugal means that you completely neglect yourself, because you work so that you can have that money so you can be happy, right? So you can be happy, you got to enjoy some of it, right? So if you find that the things on your wish list, they're always a little out of reach, I would much rather, if you guys have extra time, to just try a side job and see if there's any way to turn a skill into money. Because nowadays it's so easy. Anyone can build a website on Squarespace. Anyone can build a website on Shopify. It's just so easy. I remember when I was in high school, we were learning how to use Dreamweaver. I never got it. Like, I never understood it. I went through the whole class. I barely passed. And I thought, this is so hard. Who's going to be able to build a website? Like, how? And then now I built our website. It was so easy, you guys. There's no excuse. If you want a website, if you want an online business, that's where the money is right now. You guys have to try. Especially when you're young, you have to try. You can't just wait for somebody to say, oh, maybe you should do this. Maybe you should do that. No one's going to hold your hand, y'all. Nobody cares.
I mean, no, it's true.
Can I say that?
You are the master of your own life. So it's not like in the movies where someone's just going to grant you a golden ticket. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to be cynical either. Life is amazing and great. So, but you definitely gotta champion your own life. Yeah. And I think people now, they're a little bit too kind of like just waiting for the right time. A lot of people are just waiting for their moment, and you can't wait. You just gotta start. I read this in a book, actually. It was about
people that, because I went to design school, it was about how you design when you're not feeling it. I guess when writers have writer's block, designers kind of have that creativity block. And one of the sections in the book was how to get over that. It just boils down to, you know, tough. You just got to do it. You just got to keep going. It doesn't matter if you don't think you have it in you. This is your job. It doesn't matter if you don't think you can. You have to. Otherwise, nobody's going to hold your hand. Nobody's going to give you money just for existing. Like, no.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. So you have to care.
Unless you're Kim Kardashian. I was kidding.
No, but even her,
That's fine.
people hated her, and people like just didn't like her. And the
But
Kardashians,
to be fair, she worked her butt off though.
they had so many failed businesses before
Yeah.
they finally have their successful makeup and clothing business or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna
you
say,
see,
yeah.
everybody works hard. And if you don't work hard, you're not going to get rewarded. So if you want to buy something good and you can't afford it, don't give up. Just try to earn some more money if you can and see what happens.
Yeah, I really want to get a boat and go fishing all the time, but
Work for the boat. Work for those fish.
sorry, that was so random because we were talking about the lake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're going to come all the time.
Her mom wants to get a house by a lake, and so I joked that if she did that, I would just come to her house every weekend and go fishing. I would definitely do that.
Oh my god, that's so exciting.
Oh, I'm forever gonna be with Kelly. She's never gonna get away from me. She's like, God, I wish this girl wasn't here in my life, and I'm gonna be like, hey, coming over for the weekend.
Oh my god.
I'll stop.
All right, Amy.
Yes,
Back
I'll
to you.
Go to my very last one, and that is investing in, I guess, big things. Trying to see the big picture, if you will. And the reason why I say that is because, for example, when I was working at Lowe's, people would get cheaper air conditioning units. And we had this conversation earlier, how people would get cheaper air conditioning units only for it to be really weak and it would constantly break down on them. And they would always constantly say to me, like, oh, I would love to do a central unit, but I can't afford it. And it's like, okay, well, instead of spending, I don't understand that they need the AC right now. I understand. But if you can just bear with it for a year or two, save up your money and try and get what you need. And like I said, for example, if you wanted to get a brand new fridge because it's not really pushing out air, you really need a new fridge, or your washing machine is no longer working, whatever the case may be. I understand I just spoke about not upgrading all of that previously, but I'm saying what I'm trying to get away from is spend this money right now, because if you're constantly buying stuff to repair your old things, it might rack up. So it depends on what it is. So for example, I mentioned a computer. It's actually cheaper to buy replacement things. It's really cheap. And even though if you pay a computer shop to do these things, it's cheaper than getting a brand new laptop or a brand new PC. So yeah. So, and by the way, it not only applies to appliances too. I'm not just talking about AC units, refrigerators, anything. For example, if you are a house owner and you notice that there's water damage or whatever, don't let it sit. It's going to be expensive for you to repair that, or it's going to be expensive for you to repair the plumbing or the lining, or if you have a failed electrical line. Which, by the way, electrical lines are pretty easy to fix. Same thing with plumbing. So you can manage. But if it's really bad, take care of it, because save up and take care of the problem, because I guarantee you that as a homeowner, in the long run, if you let your house just get old and decrepit, then you're actually going to pay so much more money in the future, so much, and it's going to rack up.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You heard it first on Tea and Talking.
So that's what I'm saying. See the bigger picture of everything. So although it may be expensive to you up front, like, oh man, I can't afford this, I can't afford it. Well, save up to do that, because in the long run, you're going to pay so much more.
Prioritize your spending, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. And also with shoes, bags, backpacks. I'm not talking about Louis Vuitton bags. I'm talking about if you always use a purse for work, and if you buy the cheapest one from, I guess, Forever 21, and it breaks within a month, Then you have to buy another purse. Then you have to buy another purse. And you have to keep going and going. You can't keep any of these. They're all garbage. You're
First of all,
better
if you're
off.
breaking that many purses, I don't think you should own a purse. But go ahead.
No, I mean, those purses are, no, you don't understand. The Forever 21 purses, it's either the strap will snap on you, the zipper will catch on you. It's a nightmare.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Like the dirt cheap, most heinous. That's what I'm talking about. Don't buy the cheapest thing just because it's cheap. If you're going to use it every day, invest in your things. Invest in something that you can use every single day without worrying about it breaking. And then you save more money. So it's not just appliances. It applies to a lot of things. Quality over quantity and quality over savings.
Yes, absolutely true.
And that brings me to my final one, which is to have gratitude. All right? Having gratitude is such a blessing. What I mean by that in terms of, I guess, finances, you need to be grateful for what you already have. You don't have to upgrade every little thing every single time an upgrade becomes available, even if you can afford it. And I think it's much healthier now where you do something else that's rewarding, like reading something, reading a book, taking that time for yourself, doing self-care, doing something that's a little different to reward yourself, like taking a bath with bubbles instead of a shower. That's plenty rewarding. All right. And it doesn't cost anything. Well, it costs a lot of water, but it doesn't really cost that much. Or taking that extra time to cook yourself a meal that's a little bit higher quality than you normally do, those don't cost a lot of money and they're equally rewarding. So if you consider different ways to reward yourself and to have that gratitude from within, you're not going to consistently feel like you need to fill the void because you're already filling it with things that make you happy, that don't break the bank. Because now with consumerism and everything, we always have the media telling us, oh, you're not enough. You're not enough. You need to consume this. You need to consume that. Without our product, you're nothing, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
So
that's how I felt with AirPods, and I was like, screw AirPods. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
No, Amy, my mom got you AirPods for Christmas.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
No, I swear.
Yeah, okay.
No,
I don't even have an iPad. Oh, yeah, I have an iPad. I was like, I don't have an iPad.
No, Amy, you got AirPods for Christmas. You're going to take them and you're going to like them. Gratitude. Gratitude.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, AirPods, like, they make great gifts, but I get that you wouldn't want to buy it for yourself because...
No, they're great. Like, my dad has AirPods, and he swears by them. He's like, they're so good and stuff like that. But I feel like maybe that's just me and branding because I love Bose everything. Like,
yeah, that's true.
But... we'll give it to Apple. I've heard a lot of great things about the AirPods. So
can I just say something about the new AirPods? I prefer the old AirPods. I don't know. I just prefer the old ones.
Wait, I thought they just came out with AirPods. I thought they just came. I thought they just created AirPods
Pro. But yeah, like you guys don't always have to get the best thing that's out there. You don't have to feel that level of entitlement. Like, oh, I need to get this because I'm worth it. You already know that you're worth it. You can reward yourself in different ways, right?
Yes.
I feel like a lot of it stems from entitlement, to be honest. When people say like, well, I'm going to buy 12 pairs of leggings from Fashion Nova and I'm going to finance it because I can't afford it now. But you know what? I should have this. I feel like I'm entitled to it. So I'm just going to make it work.
I've never met anyone that needs 12 pairs of leggings.
Right? But it happens all the time.
One pair of leggings for like 3 days.
I mean, if you're buying it from a cheap website, you probably need 12 because they're all going to break.
Same thing with jeans. This is the second time I've worn these jeans this week. And I'll probably wear them a third time this weekend.
But if you buy the cheap leggings, they're just going to rip. If you buy cheap jeans, they're going to break. So just buy one good pair and take care of it.
Do we have more tea? This is very good tea, guys. So, like, Kelly, by the way, has been a great host. So I don't know if you guys are really familiar with tea etiquette, but as a host, the host will make sure that you constantly have tea. This entire time, I don't know if you guys have noticed, she's been constantly pouring me tea and talking and having this conversation with us. That is skills.
What you mean, Amy? We're tea and talking.
Yeah, we are tea and talking.
Tea and talking.
But I don't know if you noticed in the previous videos, if you guys go back, every single time I pour tea, I'm like, oh, so Like I can't walk and chew gum, y'all. It's like I'm really bad at it. So
No,
I'm
you're
like,
good.
yeah, it's kind of like with me and texting.
You are your own biggest critic.
I should not have laughed when I. I actually so her mom is really, really good with the Gong Fu ceremony. She does an excellent job. We actually have a video on the goldenlifetea.com website. That was her mother doing this. It was really cool. She goes through the entire tutorial on how this works. And but every single time we're having tea together, she's always like, "Oh, Amy, this, like, Amy, like, you gotta fix this." And I'm so grateful to her because I continuously mess up on tea etiquette. Yesterday with Kelly's claw.
Oh yeah, because when you pick up the tea, sometimes you can pick it up like this, but you're supposed to pick it up like this. And for me, I was passing the cup to Amy and I was just like, here you go.
Yeah, she was doing the claw.
The crane claw. I learned that in Japan.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. So that was really funny for us. Like,
yeah. And when you sip tea, you gotta
yeah. Yeah, always face it towards you.
Yeah.
We can do tea etiquette in a different video, but it's definitely good stuff.
And what my mom said, she said that I drink tea like a shot.
Yeah, she really does. We actually so these cups are actually bigger than I know they Gong Fu cups come in different shapes and sizes, but they're usually a little bit smaller than these ones. Because this one is very thick on the sides.
Yeah.
Very, very thick. So
they're good for beginners.
It has the same amount of tea that you would, but if you were a pro like her mama, she has thin, really, really pretty porcelain cups.
Like paper.
So Kelly would take them and just shoot like a shot every time. Like, what are you doing? And her mom just,
and my mom was like,
well,
stop. It's so expensive.
Like, her mom would get so mad.
It was really nice tea too. Did my mom tell you about the tea cake that was $4,000?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah. It was insane.
She said that we should try it for a video. Okay, you guys have to like and comment our video. I know we don't have a lot of subscribers, but we'll do that. We'll do that clickbait stuff. We'll try out really obscene, expensive tea.
Yeah, I mean, we do have access to these types of teas. We do have access to really expensive teas. So if you guys want us to share those types of teas with you guys and show you what it is, we will happily do that. Although I'm really nervous about having the $4,000 PRT because that, like, oh gosh, if you see, that brick is like this big and it's $4,000. US dollars, by the way.
US dollars. I know Chinese dollars, US dollars. Oh my God. It's crazy. And then my mom said, oh, you guys practice. It's okay. It's okay. Like,
yeah, I'm not okay. I was like, I can't have this tea. Like, I was like,
I don't want
I'll
to try
stick
it.
to David's tea.
We're talking about saving money. And meanwhile, my mom and dad, they're splashing out here and there because they can. Because guess what? They saved for it. Boom.
Oh, yes. Her
saved
parents.
for it.
Yeah, they're really, that's why they can afford, a really expensive retirement home because they saved up their money. So good tie-in there, by the way. We just did a whole loop around.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Tea and Talking. Check out teaandtalking.com. We just updated our blog. If you want to know more about the teas that we're drinking, including today's tea, Lapsang Sochong. All right. And then we're going to see you guys in the next video. Hopefully every Wednesday, we're going to try to do something, whether it's a vlog or a little talk show for you guys. We're going to do tea demonstrations. So it's a good time.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us and we'll see you next time. Okay.
Bye. Bye.